Hi there, Dr. Karen here. Welcome to day one of Parenting Bootcamp, Crucial Conversations. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on cognitively with our teens, with our tweens and our preteens and our tweens. Their brains, here's newsflash. For our teenagers, their brains are not fully developed. Like the concept of actually thinking of long-term consequences is not totally there. Their frontal lobes are not totally developed. So they have this kind of, I'm kind of invincible, kind of like Superman. And then, of course, kind of detaching, from things like, oh, this would never happen to me. Let's say they're faced with something or something's happened to a friend, but this would never happen to me. I'm kind of invincible, which is, it's super cool, the confidence of a teenager. If you want to meet someone who knows it all, talk to a teenager before they get into their 20s and figure out they don't know everything. So there's this kind of overzealous confidence, which is cute. But then, here's just an example. My 17-year-old plays rugby, and there was a match last week, and he hit his head with another player, and then also hit his head on the ground and had a headache. I don't think there was a concussion or loss of consciousness, but I was very upset, and as far as the chronic traumatic encephalopathy, things that happens to the NFL players, people in contact sports, and he just wasn't worried at all. He slipped off his headache, everything's fine. But I think long term, I don't want you hitting your head too many times. But with our teenagers, and they are also figuring out, problem solving, putting things together. They can have like a really logical mind with, science or math or technology, or they could be wired more, from feelings, kind of how I am. I can usually, even back when I was in high school, I could sense other people's feelings, and I led my first peer discussion group when I was, I had lunch with, I think I was a senior, I had lunch with the freshmen, and we talked about all sorts of things going on in their lives. So, they can kind of be all over the place, but what's really important for connecting is creating space, creating the backdrop, whatever that looks like, the environment. It could be at your kitchen table. It could be, in the car. It could be having a date at Starbucks. It could be after a sporting event or after something, or even, we just had a snow day, and we had a long 4-day weekend, and we were cooking together, marinating chicken and making tacos. So those can be bonding activities. Or last summer we learned how to make homemade pasta, things like that. But there's also different ways to create space to connect, but then kind of be mindful that our teenagers don't think like us, not yet. Their brains are still developing. So hopefully that's helpful. Chime in, let me know what your questions are in the chat or in the Facebook group, and we will bounce ideas off each other.